Hello and welcome to the podcast. I'm here with Kyle Lewis from Healthy Vibes for You.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, my friend Kelsey Folda told me about this place. She goes, "You got to have this guy on your podcast." And I'd walked by this place, but I don't think I really knew what it was. I'm usually here in the evenings, and is this more of a morning spot or is it?
A lot of people come throughout the day. So
Yeah.
I have a lot of morning people come in. Some from the. Let's go. Here we go.
Turn my phone off. Go ahead.
So I have some people come from the OVMC. A lot of people come from there.
Okay.
We were thinking about opening a little early so we can get some of those nurses in. But we get a good morning crowd in. It's a little like we have a little break in between, 10 to 11. Then after that we have a lunch crowd. And then after that, a lot of high schoolers start coming in after school.
Oh, okay.
And then we got people coming in for a late evening lunch or a late night snack or something like that. Some people come in and they use the shakes as dinner.
Oh, great.
I have people coming in throughout the whole day, especially here lately. We've been really busy.
In fact, I told you when I was setting up that I had heard about this place, and now I remember it was people from my gym that were saying, "You come down here and get these great healthy shakes and smoothies." And,
what gym do you go to?
Crossfire.
Okay.
In Lansing.
Okay.
Beth Gretchen, little shout out.
Yeah.
She's changed my life. We do CrossFit there, and we got a great coaches, Michael. They really changed my life with fitness. So it's good to see there's a healthy option for something to drink here in town. And so how would you in my head I keep calling it a juice bar, but I don't think that's a good description.
So we're a nutrition club. That's what we call ourselves.
Oh, okay.
There's many nutrition clubs all around the United States. So the products that we use here, we use Herbalife products as a basis. That's just our base. So we help people, like I said, lose weight, gain weight, maintain weight. But all of our shakes have 21 essential vitamins and minerals, 17 grams of protein to keep you full, and then all of our shakes are under 250 calories. So you can use them as a snack if you want to, but they're really meant to be a meal replacement. So when people come in, for example, like I said, today is our first day of our weight loss challenge, our summer weight loss challenge. Most of those people are on a program. So they'll have a shake for breakfast, a snack, a shake for lunch, a snack, and then a healthy meal. So that helps them on average lose a half pound to a pound a week. I have a lot of people above average though. I've had a lot of people come in and you lose anywhere from 3 to 7 pounds in a week, which is phenomenal. So that's really what we do.
Wow. So I think I kind of didn't understand exactly what it was. I thought it was just a place to come get a drink for fun, but it's actually centered around nutrition, which is excellent.
Yes, sir. So there was a guy who actually owned this before, and I have some people come in and they get confused. It used to be called Fit Fusion, actually. There was a guy who used to own it before, and he kind of did just sell the shakes or the smoothies, as some people call them, and that's just how he thought that a nutrition club was working. Someone taught him that you get the consumptions out, and that's how you make money in this business. But that's really not how you make money in the business or impact the community. So what we decided to do was, he was trying to get out of it, and we came down, we saw all of his equipment, we bought it, and then in the past year we've been trying to change the mindset of Wheeling community to the fact that we're not just here to sell smoothies to people, we're here to change people's lives. And now that people are starting to realize that, we're getting more and more people coming in. We're helping more and more people. He's my new best friend. His name's Tyler Rice. Shout out to him. He has lost, I want to say since January. He started at 202, and now he's at 173. I just weighed him in the other day.
Wow.
So he just really listened and went hard, and he is killing it.
So, what? In addition to the drinks, then you offer other services?
Yeah. Or? So we help people. Like I said, once you come in, we usually have people fill out a paper. Just gives a little bit of information. It makes you an official member of the nutrition club. Once you're an official member of the nutrition club, you can come in and get shakes whenever you'd like. So obviously you can do that, or you can sit down with me or my wife. My wife and I just had a baby, so she's upstairs right now. We live upstairs above the nutrition club. She's up there with him, hanging out. But all the women work with my wife, and all the guys work with me. So then that way, no one, there's no awkwardness or anything like that.
Because when it comes to weight, we're sensitive.
Some people are very sensitive about their weight, but I used to be almost 200 pounds. So like I totally understand how people
and what
are
are
like
you
that. Now? I just checked my weight this morning. I'm 149.
Okay, I was going to say, you're not anywhere near 200. Yeah, you're great.
No. But so when people come in, they can either we usually give them a card to give them all of our contact information, right? So if they want to get on our website, they can get on our website and they can fill out a wellness profile, or they can just call us, contact us, text us, anything like that, and we'll have a sit-down meeting with them. We do everything here complimentary, so we don't really charge anybody anything.
Really?
Yeah. The only thing that we ever charge anybody anything for is to come in and get a shake.
Really?
Yeah, or if they want to use the products at home. So we can teach anybody, like I said, how to make these shakes at home. We'll give you the recipes. Because I have a lot of people who come from Bethlehem or Elm Grove or Martins Ferry, and they really don't want to have to come here every day.
Yeah.
So we can teach them how to use our products at home. So like I said, we'll sit down with somebody and we'll get them on a plan, whether that is, them using the products or them just trying to have a healthier lifestyle. We'll sit down and we'll talk to them about that. We just do that because we're really just trying to help the city of Wheeling just get healthier.
More healthy. Yeah.
So, I mean, the real reason that we moved to West Virginia is West Virginia is one of the bigger obese states. I think it's like number 2 in the nation. Yeah. So we're just trying to help people get healthy, be able to spend time with their kids, their grandkids, just be active type of thing.
Big shout out to Kelsey for hooking me up with a great guest.
Yeah,
I love it. This is exactly what my show is about, is to present information about awesome things like this that are going on. And I'm kind of a nutrition junkie as far as, when I got into exercise a couple years ago and listened to a ton of podcasts on it. And it's such a fascinating topic because there's so much information, a lot of misinformation, a lot of controversial information. And but at the end of the day, there's a lot of unhealthy eating and I know we were at a restaurant one time, they go, well, you kind of know about this stuff. What's better to get, the wrap or the sandwich? And I said, they thought that obviously the wrap was better. And I said, I really don't have any idea, but I think a wrap's kind of a bunch of bread smushed together. I know it looks healthier, but I don't think that it is. But you have to read the label and, I'm just going to get the wrap anyhow. And I think that we get presented with things all the time, fat-free, low this, low that, low sodium, and even especially just regular orange juice.
Yes.
It's soda without the carbonation. It's got a few vitamins if you're lucky.
Yeah.
But people, a big glass of juice, and they think that they're starting their day off great. And
that's totally right. Just like people, I don't care for coffee too much, but now that I've had a son, I've had to drink a little bit more of it. But I do straight black coffee because coffee, if it's straight black, it's not bad for you. Yeah. Or people start their day with energy drinks and things that aren't good for you, like the energy shots.
Sure.
So what we recommend is that we have these things called lift-offs, and they're little tablets that you can either crush up or drop them in water or in our tea, and it'll give you natural energy. It uses a natural caffeine and then ginseng. And I have a girl who comes in from high school all the time. She comes from John Marshall. Shout out Mackenzie Gillis. She comes in and she goes, I need to just tell people to come in here. I think they're only like $4.
Yeah.
They're $4, a little bit more than that with tax. And you come in, you grab one of those, and it gives you just as much energy as a coffee, if not more.
Wow.
And it's healthy for you.
Yeah.
I'd rather people come in and spend like $1 or $2 more on something that's healthy for you than go and buy a Monster or Red Bull or something that is high in sugar, and sometimes you really don't know what's in it.
Yeah, it's a list of chemicals that you can't even pronounce.
Yeah, right.
That's why I quit drinking soda, because when you can't pronounce what's in there. And I think to have that healthy alternative, one of the things that I found is that when I'm really being proactive, I'll take and put I kind of swish from the kale, but some Swiss chard, some bok choy, a Brussels sprout, a wedge of lemon with the rind and all, ginger, garlic. It's not delicious, but it's just a little shot of it, and I'll drink that in the morning. And man, just having all that nutrients blended up in my body with a little bit of fiber.
Yeah.
It wakes me up, it energizes me, and I still drink the coffee because I love coffee, but the way that having something nutritious in your body first thing in the morning, along with the, I just to get it down, you have to put a good bit of water in it.
Yeah.
And so you're getting a glass of water and all these nutrients, boom, right into your system. So I think something like one of these shakes where it's, like you said, how many vitamins and minerals?
So when you come in, so you will get, when you first come in, you'll get a shot of our aloe. We let everybody try the aloe first because it's a natural sweetener that we put in our tea. So we don't have to add sugar or anything like that. And naturally, mango aloe, which it has a little bit of natural mango flavor in it, it's going to be sweet. So our mango aloe helps with digestion. It helps with heartburn, indigestion. We can't say that our products help cure or treat anything, but it definitely helps soothe it. My wife, during pregnancy, she had really bad heartburn, so it helped her with heartburn. I have this high school girl that comes in all the time. She's like, "Got to get rid of this heartburn. Can I have double aloe?"
Yeah.
She's like, "Heck yeah, you can." So we put some of that in our tea, and then our tea is natural tea. So the cool thing about our products is we can track them from seed to feed. So all of our tea comes from China, where tea leaves are really supposed to come from.
Yeah.
It's orange, black, and green tea, and it's going to boost your metabolism. You can burn anywhere from 80 to 100 calories, and then it'll also give you an energy boost because it has a timed release caffeine. So unlike coffee, you don't crash. So we give you one of those teas to sip on while you're waiting for your shake to be made. And then once you get your shake, they are, like I said, they're 21 essential vitamins and minerals. 17 grams of protein. You can always get an extra scoop of protein, which will bring it up to 25 grams of protein for an extra $1.
Wow.
And then they're all under 250 calories.
That's incredible.
Yeah. And it's a whole meal, and it'll keep you full. I have people who are well over 200 pounds coming in here, and they don't even get the extra scoop of protein, and they're like, "This keeps me full. This is amazing."
Yeah.
And they taste great. Taste like they sound.
That's awesome. And I think that's really awesome. You give them a tea while they're waiting.
Yeah. And the tea is complimentary. So, like, either way, you're going to pay for the shake.
Yeah.
So why don't you just get the tea with it? Some people don't, but that's totally fine,
Yeah. Wow, that's so nice and so unusual for a business to just give you something complimentary. While you wait, it shows that you really care about your customers and that you're not just trying to squeeze every dime out of everybody that walks through the door.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been a server, I've been a bartender, I've been different things like that, and most of the time when you're a bartender or a server, you really don't care too much about not saying that they don't care about their people, they probably care about their regulars that come in, but any average Joe that comes in, they really just want to serve them and get their tip money.
Yeah.
Here, we have a healthy bar. I call it a healthy bar. Even though it's a nutrition club, I call it the healthy bar. Because I have women who come in here every single day, and they're like, "This is our bar."
Yeah.
It's because I sit down and I care about them, and I help people through things. If anybody has problems or anything like that, I will sit down and I'll talk to them about it. If there's no one in here, I have a lady who comes in every single day just to talk to me and to get a good, motivation in the morning sometimes because I actually care about people. We want to help people.
Yeah.
That's what we do here. So.
That's a great place to start any business. It's not very common, unfortunately.
No.
But I referred to Beth Gretchen at my gym. The same thing when our old gym, it wasn't working out and they ended the CrossFit program. She went into debt really to open a gym just so she could keep everybody together. And we don't necessarily make a ton of money, but I think right now they're still probably trying to pay off all the equipment and they keep investing more. But she did it because she loves helping people get in shape and the business is growing because that's something that no amount of marketing, advertising, or any kind of thinking can replace with someone who honestly is trying to help people. That just shines through.
Yeah, so like one of the things that we do that most businesses don't do, and I even had, I forget her name, but she owns Ziegenfelders, and I handed her a card during the Christmas parade, and like we were walking around, we were handing $1 off cards to our store. Well, what we decided to do is so we have cards here, and they'll say like, get a free smoothie, free wellness profile, and free tea. So if you see us and we're out and you've never been in, and we just hand them out randomly.
Wow.
So the first time people come in, if they have one of those cards, you're getting a smoothie for free. I'd rather have people come in and try it and see if they like it and get it for free, and if they like it, they're going to keep coming back in. Most businesses don't realize. I understand that, you're not making money at first, but you're going to make money in the long run. So I'm willing to give somebody something for free than to, make them come in and pay and then maybe not like it.
Yeah. Well, that shows confidence in what you do too. That there's a good chance if someone gets one for free that they'll come back and pay for one.
Yeah.
There's a certain desperation with I got to get every dime of every person that walks in. They may never come in again. And but if you have a good product and you're running a good company and you can have that confidence that I can give one away because it's a good chance that they're going to like it and come back and you seem like and if they don't, you're okay with that too.
I'm totally fine with that because, like, for example, my wife, when she was pregnant, she'd walk the dog around just to get a little bit of walking in. And there's some people here in Wheeling that might be homeless or they might be addicted to drugs and they're on the street. We give those people cards all the time because the cool thing about our business is we can teach anybody how to do our business. somebody from Zanesville. His name's Ryan Baker. He taught us how to open one of these shops, and he just opened one in Morgantown. So, like, through our business, we can teach anybody how to sell the products. Yeah. So, I've heard stories to where somebody has handed somebody one of these cards. They were homeless. They came in. They learned how to sell the products, and now they're well off because, any one moment can change somebody's life. Yeah. And that's what we're about here. We're just trying to change people's lives, make them better, make them more successful. We're just here to help people. That's really what we are. And I don't care about money. I really don't. I'm not saying that, I have enough of it to be able to take care of my family, and that's really all that I care about. And I know one day I'll have enough to help others because I know to get what I want, I have to help others get what they want, to be honest.
And really, when it comes to money, it is funny that if you have enough to support your family and you're not struggling to make ends meet, then anything beyond that, it's really not that important. And at the end of the day, if you have a career and a job that fulfills you and that you're able to help people, what more can you ask for? And the satisfaction of going into work every day, where you know that you're able to help people, that's got to be a great feeling.
It's a great feeling. I have a lot of people, not a lot of people, but I have a good amount of people who come in here. I'm like, do you like your job? And they're just like, man, it's very stressful. Like, any career is kind of stressful. Yeah. And I always tell them, I'm like, not mine. I'm like, I get to roll out of bed in the morning and I don't dread coming to work because I know that I tell people, it's kind of like playing a sport. Most people are jealous of people who make millions of dollars playing sports, right? Because they get to have fun all day. Yeah. Well, I get to have fun all day. I get to talk to people like what we're doing now. Yeah. I'm still making money sitting here talking to you. I'm out there helping people out, helping people lose weight, like I said, gain muscle, or just, helping them with everyday life. Yeah. And that is like fulfilling inside, and you feel good about that type of stuff. So every morning I wake up, I'm just like, I'm going to go help somebody today. Yeah. No matter what. I
think having the primary goal, helping people, and the secondary goal of making money, and actually I think the primary goal helps the secondary goal in a way that people don't realize.
You're
that,
right.
If you put good things out there in the world, then it comes back to you, and I think sometimes you just have to have patience and faith, and you never really know what good turn is going to make it. But I think in maybe a larger sense, the idea that as you're doing it, that's its own reward. You're not even necessarily looking for something at the end of the rainbow. You're riding on the rainbow as you go along. So that's it's like you said, you get up every day and you have a job that you love to come to. It could be more simple than that. That's a win already.
Yeah, you're right. As long as you put good out there, good is going to come back. Yeah. Me and my wife are true believers of I don't know if you've ever heard of the law of attraction or the power of positive thinking. Yeah. But if you put good out there, more than likely it's going to come back, but you can't expect it to come back.
Right.
You just got to really help, and then hopefully, it'll come back. Yeah. I believe in the power of manifestation, and just when you're actually positively thinking about something and know it's going to come and know you're going to receive it usually happens.
Yeah. I heard this theory a long time ago, but it really stuck with me, and it was to never put any energy into negativity. Always put energy into something positive, even if you're looking at say world hunger.
Yes.
Don't fight against hunger. but strive to feed everybody. And so it's for some people it's just a difference in words, but it's also in the difference of looking at something because you're putting your energy into something positive. Feeding people is positive. Fighting hungry, it's fighting. You don't want to wake up every day and fight.
Yes.
You want to wake up every day and do something good. So you could say that you guys are combating fatness, but no, you're actually pro health.
Yeah.
And that's two different things, and that's really important in my mind. The distinction of just always trying to think of ways to be positive and to not focus on anything negative. So the idea to the war on drugs. Well, now you have a war.
Right.
We're supposed to be helping people with a war, and how's a war in any way good? I think that's a senseless idea, but just the fact that they call it a war on drugs doesn't make sense to me.
Definitely. Can we pause for a second? Yeah.
Okay, and we're back. Had to take care of a little business. Some customers came in, which is always good to see. And in the interim, I got the wedding cake.
Wedding cake,
and
yeah.
it's hard to believe. It's like that Seinfeld episode where they're talking about the frozen yogurt. Like, it's hard to believe. Like, how many calories is it?
It's 250 calories or less.
It's hard to believe that. I mean, it's like going to Dairy Queen. I got the wedding cake, and it's so delicious.
Yeah, I have people come in here all the time. Like, for example, I had two ladies who came in yesterday, and they were interested about losing weight, and one of them got the Butterfinger, and then the other one got I think it was a Coconut Crush, which is it's our pina colada mix with coconuts and pineapple. And they're like, "Are you sure this is good for you?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, it's good for you, and it can help you lose weight." And they're like, "We'll be back." So
and you got flavors like Dreamsicle and Fruity Pebbles. And
yeah, my favorite, the first one that my wife ever had me try was it was a Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and it tastes like you're drinking the milk out of a Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And then to tell you a little bit about our story real quick, so me and my wife, she used to be she was a supervisor at a place called Fanatics. So if you ever need any type of sports logoed, like for example like a Steelers jersey or anything like that, well, more than likely it comes from Fanatics. So she was making good money, she was doing that, and I was a mattress salesman, so I was really good at that as well. I sold mattresses at Mattress Firm, which they have one up in the Highlands, and we lived in New Philadelphia, Ohio. We worked it, and then my wife learned that her upline in Herbalife had one of these in North Canton. So we worked at one of these in North Canton for a long time. And when I got there, I tried the brownie batter, and the brownie batter was so delicious. And I was like, this is awesome. And we both started working in the nutrition club. I worked there on my days off. She worked there on her days off. She was 4 on, 3 off, so she was able to get a little bit more time in there.
Sure.
And then she was like, I love doing this. My wife was going to be a heart surgeon, and something happened to where a sorority sister copied her homework and they kicked her out of the nursing program we were at school. But like I said, everything happens for a reason, and we totally believe that, and we believe that, that happened for a reason. That was meant because she was meant to find this.
Yeah.
So she found this, and she was like, I get to help people this way. She's like, I really am tired of working in a factory. Do you mind if I just go ahead and go full time? I said, yeah, don't worry about it. Go full time.
Yeah.
So then we both started working in that nutrition club there. Something happened in our lives where our Nana passed away. So it was a little hard on us. And then they asked her back for a seasonal because they get really busy during Super Bowl time, Christmas time, stuff like that. So she went back there and they worked there for a little bit. And we found this place in Wheeling, and they offered her a management position to where she was going to be making close to 6 figures.
Wow.
And she said, I'll try to see if I can stay working here and see, because we're moving to Wheeling. So she did it for a few days, but it was an hour and a half there and an hour and a half back. And then they told her that she would be out of town for at least 6 months out of the year. And I said, well, this is going to be really hard for us to run this business. So she quit her job, and we started doing this, and then I sold mattresses, and I made a good amount of money, and I quit doing that. So like you said, when you care about people and you don't really care about the money, and you just do what you need to do, things will come for you. Because like, so for example, every month or so, side note, we're closed usually on a few Saturdays a month. So this upcoming the 19th of May will be closed because we go up to Columbus and we go to an Herbalife training so we can learn more about the products and teach people.
Yeah.
Because like I have people who come in here and they're for their first time, they're like, "Thanks for telling us all this. You're very knowledgeable. If I came in here and you didn't know anything about the products, I definitely want to try one of these shakes."
Yeah.
So if we didn't go to these trainings once a month, then we wouldn't be able to know.
Sure.
So me and Kaylee get to talk on stage in front of like 300-400 people every once in a while. So I, like, for example, one of our last ones, I was like, the guest speaker said, you got to take a leap. If you don't take a leap of faith and do something, to be honest, your life isn't going to really change. You're going to be stuck in the same spot. So I said, me and my wife could be comfortable making, $150,000 a year. But we took a leap and we believed that the net was going to appear. We didn't have that safety net there. And the net has appeared, and Wheeling has just, you guys have just welcomed us with open arms.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
well, they say jump and build a parachute on the way down.
Jump and build a parachute on the way down. That's what we had to do. And, it's like I said, it's not the money that we were making before because, when you open your own business, you don't really make a whole bunch of money when you first start out. But this year's going strong so far, and, we're looking to multiply, looking to build other clubs, get more nutrition clubs in the area, and just keep on going and building and having them all around the Ohio Valley, to be honest. So
I think it would be great because I'll tell you, if anybody is, I know my nieces and nephews, after they go out to dinner, hey, can we stop at Dairy Queen, or can you even go to McDonald's and get an ice cream cone? And, of course, a lot of times it's the popular thing after dinner, you get dessert or whatever. But if you're thinking about like running out to get an ice cream cone or something like that, so you just want something delicious after dinner, come down here, go for a walk around Wheeling, and stop. This is one of the most delicious drinks I've ever gotten. So, believe me, it'll fill that need that you want something delicious, and healthy at the same time, and not a ton of calories. I mean, this is as good as any milkshake I've ever had.
It is, and like I said, it'll help you stay full. So I mean, a lot of people when they're snacking at night, they're trying to fill that void of them feeling full. And so I have a lot of people who don't go to Dairy Queen anymore, who come here to get the shakes because it's a snack for them. Or I have some ladies who don't get coffee anymore or energy drinks anymore because they come in and they drink the tea. And just it's just amazing. I have a guy who comes in every day, Ron Bentz. Shout out to Ron Bentz. If he ever, I don't know if he listens to this type of stuff, but he comes in twice a day, every day, because he's a developer, so he doesn't really have time. He's always on the road, always driving around Wheeling. He's always in here twice a day, breakfast and lunch.
Wow.
It's quick, it's easy, it keeps him full. And he's a bigger guy, so like it keeps him full, and he enjoys the shakes, brownie batter every day.
Brownie batter.
Well,
and if you can get a really good nutrition profile at the same time, it's important because at the gym they talk a lot about your macros, your protein, fat, and carbohydrates, and the different ratios and all that. But what I tend to think more about is your micros. So all the little, there's certain cells of your body that they need this one little thing to be repaired, and you could even eat pretty healthy, but if you don't have that one little thing, that cell isn't getting repaired properly.
You're right. So our company that we use the products through, Herbalife, they're a cellular nutrition company.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we have other products. Like I tell people, I only really recommend people the shakes to try out first, and then once they enjoy the shakes and they're getting their program along and they're starting to lose weight and everything, I usually tell them like, hey, we have multivitamins and cell activators, and a cell activator has aloe vera in it, and aloe isn't a good absorption agent, so it helps absorb all the vitamins and minerals into your cells, so you get them, you get all those micros,
makes them bioavailable.
Because most of the time they end up in your waste or in your urine. That's where all your vitamins go. If you, for example, if you take a one a day vitamin, most of that stuff is in your urine within the first
you can
few
even
hours.
see it. It's yellow.
So our vitamins are broken down into 3 times. You take one in the breakfast, lunch, and then before you go to bed, just so you get all those vitamins in your body.
And they stay, and your body uses them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the difference between what you put in your mouth and what actually goes into your body. It's affected by a lot of things, and so for a while I was really into juicing until I realized that for it to actually taste very good at all, there's just way too much sugar, and then you miss the fiber, which would help fill you up. And so then I kind of switched over to smoothies just so that I would, and there is something about not everything is created equally. So
right.
Like you said, some of those multivitamins, all they really do is enhance your urine, and they don't.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things that our Western society, gives us, it's, I don't want to say it's propaganda, but it's like, it's not that they're feeding us lies or anything like that, but it kind of, they tell us that it does one thing, and, in all honesty, it doesn't all the time. Just like you were talking about the whether you get a wrap or a sandwich.
Yeah.
So that's just our Western society telling us, we should eat the wrap because it looks healthier than the other one. So if you go to Applebee's or anywhere and they sit a plate down in front of you, that's 2 to 3 portion sizes. You don't need that much. You don't need that much food. As long as you have a high protein diet, you're going to stay full. And most people don't know that. And you eat healthy carbohydrates, which is in fruits, vegetables, wheat, pasta, wheat, rice, brown rice. Like that's what you need. You don't need to go out there and eat donuts and just empty carbohydrates, because that's how people gain weight.
Well, and when it comes to like fat and cholesterol, for years we were told that cholesterol is wrong, and now they say eat as many eggs as you want. And what they're finding is that there's actually, your body produces cholesterol. You need it to survive, and we produce way more than you're going to get in your diet from eating even a dozen eggs. Coronary artery disease, more and more they're starting to realize that you put artificial foods in your body which inflames your arteries, and so it uses the cholesterol in your body to make plaque, but the cholesterol doesn't cause the plaque, it's the inflammation. And a lot of it, for some people, it's just bad genetics. So just because you have the building blocks for the plaque doesn't mean that it's going to stick to the artery walls. I work in a hospital, so I kind of get to talk to the doctors about all this. And then the idea that something's fat-free means that they throw a bunch of sugar in there. And again, people live for hundreds of thousands of years without any processed sugar. You don't need sugar other than we can digest it in fruit. But the idea of table sugar is so unnatural. And even somebody says, well, you need so much sugar in your diet. You really don't need any sugar in your diet.
You really don't. So, I mean, proteins and sugars kind of work together to the sugars break down the proteins a little bit better. But you should always use natural sugars, like you were saying. So a lot of people come in, and sometimes I get people coming here and they're like, how much sugar does your guys' stuff have in it? How many carbohydrates does your stuff have in it? And I tell them, as much as an apple. And then they look at the label and they're just like, 9 grams of sugar? And they're like, oh, no, I'm not interested. Like, some people don't even care to, like, just sit down and actually talk like we're talking now and be like, hey, if you're going to eat an apple, it's going to have some carbohydrates in it. If you eat an apple, it's going to have some natural sugars in it. The only sugars that are in our products are natural sugars, and there's the sugars that you need in your body. Like you said, you need some, but none of that table sugar, because like you said, you could slap a fat-free sticker on a bag of sugar, and it's true. There's no fat in there, and like our Western society thinks that anything fat-free or without saturated fats are good for you, but you need polysaturated fats and you need monosaturated fats as well. So people don't even know that there's those different types of saturated fats, and if they just look into it a little bit better, they can realize, just like your nutrition facts on certain products can be wrong. They're allowed to be wrong. The federal government allows them to lie. So you never know really what you're eating unless you do it yourself. So that's why, I'm a big supporter in eating like vegetables, fruits and vegetables, because to be honest, you're allowed to eat as many raw vegetables as you want, and you're not going to gain any weight.
And and you know what that is. You know, anything
that is.
that has ingredients that you don't know. I think all the processed chemicals and preservatives they may not make you sick the minute you eat them, and you may not ever notice the effect, but I think the cumulative effect of all this stuff on your body is unhealthy. And with regard to fat, again, it's one of those things that if you didn't have any fat in your diet, after a while, you know, there's even a thing, I forget what it's called, but it's kind of a rabbit sickness. They call it a rabbit sickness, where if all you eat is rabbit, there's no fat in rabbits, that eventually you get fat starved, and you can be really sick because fat aids, and I don't even want to make any claims, but I know that you need a certain amount of fat in your diet, and it's actually a healthy thing to have. Some of the more fake fats, like margarine. For years, when I was growing up, I'm old, so when I was growing up, they prefer you to use margarine over butter, that it was the healthy option. And now you realize that it was originally invented to grease airline landing gear, and they put my dad said when he was a kid and they would get it, it came with the yellow coloring, and you had to mix it in to make it look like butter. And it's one of the worst things that you can put in your body. And if you put a big tub of it out in the middle of the woods, no animals will eat it. They'll eat just about anything that you put out there, but they won't eat margarine. And you combine that with sugar, and you get this sludge running through your veins that's just really bad for you. Yeah,
that's just like, for example, I did a study. I saw this TED Talk. I like to watch TED Talks every once in a while, and the guy had the Guinness Book of World Records for the 2 longest living cats. One was 36, and I think one was 38. And they asked him, what did you do? How'd your cats live to be, that old?
Yeah.
And he was just like, I fed him, raw vegetables. I had him a healthy green diet. I gave him that instead of, cat food and stuff like that. So that's something that our dogs ate. And we really just started doing that recently because we inherited her from our grandparents who passed away. But a lot of people come in here and they're like, how old is she? And we're like, she's 8. And they're like, oh, she looks like a puppy. Yeah. It's because we feed her green beans and peas, and she doesn't really like spinach or carrots, but she loves green beans and peas, and we try to give her more and more of her green diet. If you have that type of stuff in your body, you're going to live a lot longer. Just change your diet a little bit. Yeah. I have people who, at first, people who are used to Dairy Queen all the time or bad stuff, they come in here and they try the shakes and they're like, oh, I don't know about it. And then they keep on coming in and they realize how it makes them feel. For example, while we paused, I was doing some measurements for our weight loss challenge, and one of my ladies, Trisha, she's like, I learned my lesson. She's like, I ate a whole thing of Pringles the other day and I felt like crap.
Yeah, you do feel like crap.
So once you start eating good and once you start eating healthy, and then you go and you eat something bad, you're just like, you get something what I call as a food hangover. The next day you feel hungover, and it's worse than being hungover because you're not just your head hurts, your whole body hurts.
Yeah.
And like you said, you don't know what's in some things. For example, in July we go to last year we went to St. Louis. This year we'll be in Houston because it's a worldwide conference that we have. Like, we're in over 98 different countries our product is, and if our product is good in 98 different countries and it was approved by 98 different countries, 700 scientists and over 70 PhDs, it's got to be good for you. Those people create it, right?
Yeah.
So he said, I go to these, the CEO, he's like, I go to these ingredient conventions because for people to get ingredients in their food, they got to go to conventions and find the different ingredients that they can put in, right? So he goes up to these people most of the time and always asks, how do you get your ingredient? What's in your ingredient? Where does it come from? And they're like, why do you ask this stuff? No other company asks this stuff. That's kind of scary,
That they don't care.
That they don't care.
How much of it can I get? When can you deliver it?
How much of it can I get? How much does it cost?
Yeah.
Is it cheaper than this option?
Yeah.
I've seen studies and seen videos of where someone left the thing of McDonald's sitting out and it was like
I've
a
seen
year.
that too.
It was like a year and it was okay.
It was like 12 years.
Yeah.
And it never changed. It's insane.
And it's crazy that we put that in our body.
Yeah.
And I think that our society has just came up with the fact that if things are cheaper, they're better for it. If they're cheaper, let's go with that. Let's go with quantity over quality, but I would rather go with quality over quantity in things.
And to a certain extent, the deck's stacked against us because they have scientists that have sat down and figured out a ratio of salt fat and sugar that's in Doritos and corn chips and Pringles, that when they say I bet you can't eat just one, that's because it's been scientifically designed to like hit that sweet spot in humanity that we just crave it more and more. And then especially things like potato chips, you don't ever get full. So you can literally eat a sleeve of Pringles and still go out to dinner.
Yeah, I had a guy come in here the other day, and it was him and his son. And then he's like, how much is a shake? And I told him, I was like, well, with tax, it's $6.42.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's ridiculous. He's like, we can go to Burger King and get a whole meal with that. And I was like, sir, it is a whole meal.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I can get so much more at Burger King. And I was like, I guarantee if you eat that stuff at Burger King, one, it's not going to make you feel good.
Yeah.
And two, you're only going to be full for like an hour or two. With our shakes, you're going to be full for almost 3 to 4 hours.
And you're going to get phosphate and glutamate and all these other, you're going to get a lot more, but it's not things,
So I've worked at factories before, and without saying the name of the factory, they made food. And it was phosphate, and the one guy was like, dip your finger in there and see what that tastes like. And you dip your finger in there and you pull it out, it tastes horrible.
It's terrible, right?
It's terrible. And I'm like, why do they put these in these treats? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Kids are eating these things. Like, why do we want to give our kids this nasty stuff? And it just doesn't make any sense. It's because it's cheap. And you could turn out a lot of them, and then you make a lot of money.
And supposedly the citric, I've heard this, I'm not claiming that it's true, but I've heard it, that the citric acid in sodas is to keep you from vomiting from the amount of sugar that's in there.
Really?
If you consume like overload on sugar, that it will make you throw up, but the citric acid counteracts that, because I think most people don't realize in a regular can of soda how much actual sugar is, or even a bottle of ketchup. If you've ever seen the videos where they show it's half filled with sugar and then the rest is.
If you notice, like kids, like little kids, for example, like a 2 or 3 year old, if you feed them a whole bunch of sugar and they run around and they play, what happens? They're either feeling sick or they're throwing up. Yeah. And that's because they have so much sugar in their body.
Well, and I think on the broader idea of just eating healthy, if you are someone that drinks a lot of soda and chips and get a candy bar and then run through McDonald's for the drive-through, and that's kind of your lifestyle, and that becomes your normal, that you really don't realize how good you feel until you start eating healthy.
So what a lot of people say is what we like to say is you don't realize how sick and tired you are until you feel sick and tired, you know, because, for example, like when you start eating healthy, you realize that, dang, I was feeling sick and tired.
Yeah.
And we wonder why there's so much childhood obesity and why people are obese. It seems like right now, our world it's the time.
Yeah.
Like I always tell people, like, it's the time to jump on board on this right now, because if you don't, like, our society's not going to last long. It's the Westerns, and I hate to say it, but because I love America, like it's a great country, but our society is just, we eat all this nasty food and like it's not good for you, and we end up becoming fat, out of shape, and people don't. And some people unhappy, and some people don't care. Yeah. Or like it's very awkward to talk to people about their weight sometimes. Like when I go out and I hand a card to somebody, when I first started doing it, I was afraid to hand it to someone who was obese and be like, here, come into my nutrition club, we can help you.
Well, and I think for a lot of people, because I weighed 310 at one time.
Okay.
So, and I think for a lot of people, they just think that it's impossible. They maybe tried dieting, but they probably did it wrong. And so they had bad luck, and if they did lose some weight, it all came back because whatever they were doing was not sustainable. And then also you do have, when you go to a restaurant, and people like to go out to eat for a fun thing to do, but when you open up the menu, the number of healthy options that are presented to you are none.
Zero.
Yeah. And then you stop to get gas, and there's rows of candy bars and chips, and maybe there's a bowl of fruit there.
Yeah.
And so we're just bombarded. There's fast food restaurants everywhere, and so it really takes a great deal of effort and determination to change your life. And I know when I was 310, I drank almost exclusively soda. And when I was at home, I would lay on the couch and watch TV. And now I'm in these kitchen cooking. I like to cook from raw vegetables, so I shop at Aldi's a lot. So I'm not buying anything pre-made. I'm making everything in the house, and so I like to stand in my kitchen, and I built an island so that I could stand there, and at work we have one countertop with a computer on it. So I stand at the computer all day long, and I work 12-hour shifts. Yeah. Now I may sit down and chat and every now and then sit in a chair, but I spend the better part of a 12-hour day standing up, and that's just because between eating healthy and going to the gym, I have too much energy to sit down. I sitting down for long periods of time, just and when I am at home, when I do watch TV, I sit up in a chair, not a wooden chair. I have a comfortable chair, but laying down on the couch, I know that I'm probably coming down with something if I feel like laying on the couch.
Yeah, a lot of people sometimes in here in the morning time, like when people come in and it's 7 o'clock in the morning, I like to dance and get crazy so people can be like, look, this is a good atmosphere. Like people come in here for the atmosphere as well. Yeah,
sure.
And sometimes I have high schoolers or something be like, what are you on today? I'm just like, I'm on tea. I drink my tea all the time, and I'm just healthy. Yeah. And when you're healthy, you have energy.
And you're happy.
Yeah. So for example, like you said, people when they diet, it doesn't work all the time for them, and they don't lose any weight because they're doing it wrong. So for example, I used to be a wrestler. Mm-hmm. I wrestled in high school. I would my walk around weight would be about what I am now, 150. Yeah. And then once it was wrestling season, we had about a month and a half to two months to cut down to what weight class we wanted as well. I cut from 115 or 150 to about 119.
Wow.
In 2 months. And I enjoyed wrestling because I was good at it, but it was very unhealthy for me.
Oh, yeah.
And so by the time I got to college, I went to Muskegum University. That's where me and my wife went to school. I went there and I wrestled for a year. And I was just burnt out of it by the time I got to college. Yeah. You're in college, you're supposed to have fun.
Right.
You're supposed to eat and drink and do whatever you want. So once I stopped wrestling, I was, I got up to, it was 190, 200 pounds. Yeah. And then me and my wife, we were together, and then we split. And then I went back to homecoming one day, and we got back together. And then I would say about a week later, I dropped to the floor because my chest was hurting so bad because I was eating. So in New Philadelphia, Ohio, on Sundays, they had all-you-can-eat Long John Silver's. So me and my roommate would go there, and he'd get chicken, I'd get fish, and we would fill up our baskets 2 or 3 times because, it's
all you can eat. Yeah.
All you can eat, man. That's another thing that Western society has. Oh, yeah, pay $11 and eat all this all-you-can-eat food. Do you think that food's good for you? No, it's not.
No.
So I ate that, and I dropped to my knee and my chest. I felt like I was having a heart attack. If you would say that's what I would say what a heart attack would feel like. But I felt like my arteries were getting clogged, like you were saying, And so the next day I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, you got to do something about it. So my wife said, try these products. Let's see if they work. And they worked. Yeah. And a lot of people do crash diets, and they, it doesn't work for them.
It doesn't work. I think by finding a healthy option to lose weight, you immediately start feeling better as you're losing the weight. And if you try any kind of fad crash diet, generally you just feel like you're suffering.
Yep.
And that's hard to sustain very long, especially when you're bombarded with advertisements and there's always some new special coming out, or buy one get one free, or the buffet's open, or your friends say go out to eat and you're already malnourished because you've been on some kind of crazy diet, and then you look at the menu and you crave everything. Where, like you were mentioning, the extra with the protein and the shakes, and I think if you just have that full spectrum of nutrients, you don't crave much. You have because there is such a thing as at least the way it seems for me. I have my belly hunger where I haven't eaten all day and my belly's empty. And then I have the low blood sugar hunger where that kicks in quicker and I just get annoyed and cranky and there I have to eat. The empty belly thing, I can go for quite a while without anything in my belly.
Yeah.
So I think that having that full spectrum of nutrition, it's a different level of hunger. It's usually when my belly is empty, I'm not craving things right after I ate because I've got pretty good nutrition across the board.
Right. So, and with those crash diets, what a lot of people don't know is that our body has something called a resting metabolic rate. So those are the calories that you burn just by what
Just
your body
walking.
does.
Yeah.
What you breathing, your
Yeah.
heart beating, your
Yeah.
stomach working,
Yeah.
your brain just moving. Like your body's always burning calories. So for example, I think my resting metabolic rate is 1,600 calories.
Yeah.
So I need to eat 1,600 calories a day for my body to be able to sustain itself.
Yeah.
And people do these like crash diets where they're only eating like, so for example, when I wrestled, I had about 1,000 calorie to 500 calorie diet a day. That's not good.
No.
So, for example, our Uncle Darren, we've helped him lose. So, I just like to tell everybody, if you replace 2 meals a day with our shakes, have 2 snacks and a healthy meal, like I said, you can lose a half pound to a pound average a week. Darren really wasn't average. He was a former, he was a former pitcher.
Yeah.
He was a minor league pitcher, and he just gained a lot of weight, like after he had kids and whatnot, and got out of the military. And we've helped him in about a year. He's lost about 70 pounds now. But he got to about 40 pounds and he just hit a plateau.
Yeah.
And you know what? We said, hey, Uncle Darren, you got to eat more. And people, when we tell people,
right.
you got to eat more, what? And we're just like, yeah, you're not feeding your body enough calories.
Yeah, it shuts down.
Yeah, your body goes into hibernation mode. That's
Yeah.
what happens with like bears. They eat all that food and then they go into hibernation. Well, your body goes into hibernation mode too because it doesn't think that you're going to feed it. So it holds those extra calories in you, and that's why you get big and fat. So we said, hey, Uncle Darren, eat a little bit more. And he was able to lose the other 30 pounds like that.
Wow. And it really is, there's a science to it. And sometimes, in fact, most times it is counterintuitive. And it really is, if you're just guessing, it's almost impossible. Because at the end of the day, I think with a lot of the crash diets, they're looking for a way to make it easy. And to a certain extent, if you're overweight and you want to lose weight, it's going to require effort. They've not invented anything that I know of yet that's just the easiest way ever to lose weight. Yeah. This sounds like a pretty good system,
it's pretty simple.
But you have to stay up with it. It's not, I think the idea that you just do this one little simple thing, drink this honey cayenne pepper every day and you're going to lose weight. Well,
people are always looking for this magic pill.
Yeah.
And nothing's magic. We don't live in, I like to tell people this isn't Hogwarts. We don't live in Harry Potter land. There's nothing is magic. It takes effort and it takes discipline. I mean, our stuff is really simple. Like you just have one shake, have a nice protein snack, have a shake, have a nice protein snack, and then I'll even give you a chart where it can teach you how to make a healthy meal. And some people, they listen. Like I said, Tyler, he listened. Our Uncle Darren listened. Our little brother who had to get into the Air Force and we helped him lose 80 pounds, he listened. Yeah. But I have people who I've been working with them for like 6 months or so, and they've only lost like 10 pounds. And you want to know why? It's because they don't listen. So if you're disciplined and you listen, then you can lose the weight.
And as delicious as the shakes are, that does mean that, bacon and eggs for breakfast is, you have to understand if you have the bacon and eggs or whatever it is that you decide to go for pancakes one morning, that you're changing the effect of it. And so at the end of the day, even with something this delicious and convenient, that it still requires some effort. You got to stay focused, and that we live in a society, and I think in general humans, they're used to short-term rewards. I think more now than ever, where when you want to watch a show, you can binge watch it on Netflix. So the idea of, I want to lose 30 pounds, and by eating a healthy breakfast, I'm going to get just an infinitely small step towards my goal. But when you add those up, you do get there. And the idea of something accomplishing a goal over the course of several months is just something that we're not used to, because the satisfaction of eating that big greasy cheeseburger is immediate. And I think we're constantly trading short-term rewards to the deficit of our long-term goals. And it's hard to see that light at the end of the tunnel. It
really is.
Now that I think I lost 90 pounds total.
Nice, that's awesome. Congratulations.
And thanks. By going to the gym, just my physical ability, and I'm by no means in great shape. I'm 51 years old, but I'm in 10 times better shape than I was before. And I think I told you earlier, I was helped somebody clean out a house. I worked on it for 9 hours yesterday.
Yeah.
Physical labor, loading things onto the truck, shoveling. It was a brutal day, but I didn't pass out. At the end of the day, I came home and I ate some dinner and I cleaned up around the house a little bit, and finally at 11 o'clock I made myself go to bed, and there's no way I would have had to break that up over 3 days. When I was 310 pounds.
Yeah, so sometimes on, like I said, every Sunday at 8 a.m. we have free workout classes. So
you do?
Yeah, so I forgot to tell you guys about that. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So we have fit clubs on Saturday mornings, or on Sunday mornings, I apologize, at 8 a.m. So some people come in and I try to do the same workout every time, but you can tell the people who are definitely, know what they're doing, working out, and people who are going to pass out like that.
Yeah. So would you do them here?
So we have the cool thing about Wheeling is there's always little parking lots around.
Yeah.
So there's a cool little parking lot out behind our shop, and I just do it out there.
So you just meet up here and then you go out there?
Meet up here, and I go right out back, and there's a little parking lot out back, and no one. The only people who park out there are people who need parking because this is a city, so they have to park there to get to where the job is, and they walk to their job. So there's only maybe 1 or 2 cars, and that's from people who live in these apartments around us. So we're able to do that. Yep. And then here at the end of May, the Show of Hands is coming up. We just put in our application yesterday, and I'm pretty sure that they'll accept us. Hopefully they do. We're looking to bring in something called cardio drumming classes. So you get one of those big buckets with the rope handles on it, and you get one of those big exercise balls, and you put that on there, and you play music, and you beat it like a drum.
Nice.
And it's cool because it's fun for all ages, and a lot of mothers and fathers are like, I gotta take care of my kids at night, I can't go to the gym. Well, we invite those people to bring your kids because they can do it with us, and it's a good workout, and it's been very successful. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of these nutrition clubs. Like I said, Ryan Baker he kind of did this portion of the nutrition club and showed people how to build our type of nutrition club. We call them wow shakes because they're good. Then when you drink them, you say wow.
I did. Yeah.
So it's been a very popular workout fit club to do the cardio drumming, and the cool thing is, like I said, we don't charge anybody for that stuff.
That's incredible. What time are the classes on Sunday?
On Sunday morning, they're at 8 o'clock in the morning. I know a lot of people don't want to always wake up that early, but if you start your day off, like this morning, before you came here, I got in a run. And, I have a 1-month-old son. He's 1 month today. And
congratulations.
Thank you. And, last night he did not want to go to sleep. My wife, she
didn't
tried.
necessarily get to bed early.
I did not get to bed early. I did get to bed a little early. I love my wife so much. She really takes one for the team, and she takes care of Wilson. That's her son's name, Wilson. Throughout the night, because she understands I got to come down here and work the nutrition club. And get everybody in here doing their thing. So she tries to take care of him at night. But last night he just did not want to go to sleep, and he was crying, and she's like, I need some help. So she was up for 3 hours trying to get him to go to sleep, and then I let her go to sleep, and I was up for 3 hours and let him go, trying to get him to go to sleep. And he finally went to sleep around, I want to say 4 o'clock, and got a half an hour nap, and then needed to eat again. So I want to say, when your sleep is interrupted like that, you're always super tired in the morning.
Sure.
But I woke up, I got a little bit of tea in me, and then I went on a run. And most people don't realize that if you work out in the morning time, it gives you endorphins, and you're just like, woo!
You feel great.
You feel great.
I know a lot of people think I'm crazy because in addition to working 12-hour shifts, and I would have never thought I would be able to do it, but 2 days a week, I get up at 4 a.m. To be at the gym at 5 a.m., to be at work at 6:45, and I don't really think much of it anymore. When my feet first hit the carpet in the morning, I go, ugh, because it is early. But man, once my feet hit the carpet, I'm going to the gym.
Yep.
There's no, I'm not going. And I walk out of there at 6:15 in the morning, feeling like $1 million, and I see people walking into the front doors and they're half awake, and I'm like, I just had a great workout.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people, like you said, you're like, when your feet hit the carpet, you're like, I don't really always want to do this. But once you get there and you're at the gym or you start your run, you're just like, okay, I got this. And you just keep on going. And once you keep going, it's really easy. It's not really that hard to lift weights or run or do cardio or
the
anything
thing
like that.
that's helped me is someone told me a long time ago is the days that you don't want to go are the days that you need to be there the most. And for me, what works out good is I just have to show up, and then they put me through it. And once you get warmed up, it's really not even like they're putting you through it. It's if you can walk through the door, you're gonna accomplish it. And I think for anybody, whether they want to go running in the morning or whatever it is, if you just have to the idea of saying not today is really not an option unless you are legitimately sick or you are if you can take that break day and then get back to it but I don't know how many people have told me that whether it's CrossFit or losing weight or eating healthy, I can never do that. And part of me says, well, if that's your attitude, you definitely can't do it because you've already defeated yourself. But the truth is, when I started working out, I think I was 255.
Okay.
And people were doing jump boxes, and I was stepping up on a 45-pound plate, which is maybe 5 inches, and going home and taking a nap afterwards. So it was a bit extreme for someone in my shape, but the idea was that, but I absolutely could do it, and whether it's eating healthy or exercising regularly, those are just excuses, and you have to taper things, especially with exercise, to where your body is at the moment, but to use that as an excuse to not start, it's all it really is.
If you can just start and understand, like with you, you were only jumping up or stepping up onto that 45-pound plate. That's better than doing nothing. I had those. So on Sunday, I had 3 people from the island. They walked all the way from the island over here so they could do maybe a half an hour fit club and then walk back. It's because they want to change their lives. And the one girl, it seemed like she was a little bit out of shape, but she wants to get into shape. Yeah. She wants it. You gotta want it.
And you have to understand that when you're starting out, you are out of shape. That's okay. That's why you're
very
here.
Out of shape.
Yeah, and so one thing I told myself is I'm not going to be able to keep up with the rest of the class. And I mean, there are younger people in there, way younger than me. I'll never catch up to them, and I don't have to. I just have to do what's best for myself. And another thing is, and I'm sure you see this, people decide to start going to the gym, and they go for an hour and a half the first day, and they are sore for a month. And I had an older gentleman I know. He told me all the time. He goes, because he would work out at home. He'd ride an exercise bike. And he'd usually just do it in the winter because he's pretty active in the summer. Yeah. But he said, he doesn't get it. He goes, you're better off to do 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week, than to do 90 minutes once. Yeah. And that's what happens with a lot of people. And he just, even though he probably doesn't have to, he builds slow. And I think he has a program that he's done for every winter for years. But he adds 5 minutes every week. And by the end of the winter, he's doing a pretty good bit. But he just takes his time. And you get a new gym membership, the first thing you want to do is go and work out all day, when really what you probably should do is go in there for a mild workout for a half hour, and build up as your body gets stronger.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's the consistency that really counts.
It's the consistency, and like if you are ever sore. So the cool thing is about our nutrition club, a lot of people think that you just come in and you get these shakes, these meal replacement shakes, but we have a whole athletic line. So Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the best soccer players in the world, uses our athletic line, and so did some of the guys who were going into who just got drafted in the NFL Combine. Orlando Brown, he's one of the best, one of the better linemen in the draft. He's an Herbalife sponsored athlete. So we have a whole athletic line. So if you are sore after the gym, come in and get one of our post workout shakes. Yeah. I drank them, and I usually try to post stuff on Instagram. So if you follow us on Instagram, Healthy Vibes for You, we try to post some things on there. And from 9 weeks, my body it changed so drastically.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
In 9 weeks, by using the products and sticking to the plan, and I went from not having a six pack to having a six pack, not having any pecs to having a pec. Yeah. So we have post-workout shakes that have L-glutamines, BCAAs in it, antioxidant support, and aminos. Well,
it really does come down to work smarter, not harder.
Harder.
And there's a lot of science to all of it. And yeah, you can maximize that workout. And get the most out of it. And even to the I don't take any ibuprofen when I'm sore because you have inflammation, and that's where you build the muscle. And if you calm the inflammation with an ibuprofen or something, you're actually telling your body that everything's okay.
Yep.
And so you can definitely overwork your muscles. And there's a lot of different training theories that if you really, some of them are counterintuitive, and definitely proper nutrition and sleep and everything during a workout. A great post-workout can help you maximize the benefits of what you're doing. And I know, you can do squats every single day to exhaustion, but without recovery time,
it's not going to build anything.
Yeah, and one of the things I've been getting into lately is the idea of the interval thing, and there's a lot of science behind it. They say that even as little as like 10 times a day, if you just sprint all out for 20 seconds, releases all the glucose in your muscles, and then your body, and you get your heart rate up just for a second, and it comes back down. And that repeatedly getting rid of everything, it's really one of the better things for your metabolism.
Yeah, I have some guys come in here, and they're big guys, and I'm like, how many days a week do you lift? And they're just like, they say almost every single day. And I showed them my transformation picture of the 9 weeks and how big I got, and they're like, how many days a week do you lift? 3. I lift 3 days a week, and then on my off days I go on a run. And my workouts are never, some people are in the gym lifting weights doing all these extravagant lifts for 2 hours. Mine is never really longer than an hour. I really don't even like to be in there that long. As long as you can be active for half an hour a day, 30 minutes a day, that's all they say. And you can be okay.
And some of the if you lift too much, you reduce your mobility, and then you also get where your chest, you actually have a weird stance, and so if you're not well rounded in that regard, and so coming up in the future, what all do you have going on?
So like I said, we got First Fridays this Friday down in Center Market. So if you guys come down, just come check us out. We'll give, I think it's, I don't know exactly what time First Fridays usually runs.
It's like from 5 to 9?
I think it's from 5 to 9. So if you come in from 5 to 9, I think it might be from 5 to 8. Okay. Either way, we got First Fridays this week. If you come down from 5 on, it's $1 off. So come in and get a shake.
And that's the first Friday of every month.
That's the first Friday of every month. And then this month we also have a ladies' night on the 9th.
Okay.
So that's a Wednesday, and I think it is until 9.
Okay.
So if you come in and, like I said, you're interested in losing some weight, and you're interested in losing, you have a shake here, and you want to make them at home so you can lose a little bit of weight and get on a program, all of our products are going to be 20% off, and then we'll give everybody $1 off of a shake when they come in as well. So we're trying to do some deals with that. And then every Sunday, like I said, we do body transformation, or not body transformation, I'm sorry, fit clubs. And then right now we have a weight loss challenge. It actually just started today. It goes for 6 weeks, and then we're off 2 weeks, and then we have another weight loss challenge. Good. So we keep on running them so people can, when we're talking about holding somebody accountable, that's how we hold people accountable. We even have a Facebook group that people can post hey, I had my shake today, or hey, I had this is what I had for lunch, and people are just like, congratulations, and that holds people accountable. The
community of it,
And then we weigh you in and we measure you in every week, and even if you're doing bad, we'll say, hey, it's okay, keep up the good work, and tell you what you're doing wrong, and we're here to keep you accountable, and we don't make any money from our weight loss challenge. It's $20 to join for the weight loss challenge. 15 of it from every 20 goes towards the winner, and then five goes into a charity pot. So, for example, Mackenzie's mom, Chris Gillis, she won the last 2 weight loss challenges. I think the first one, she won $250 and then got to donate, I think, $95. She donated it to the Alzheimer's Foundation. And then this last time, she won $285 and then donated, I think it was maybe $100 or so to the Alzheimer's Foundation. So the winner gets to donate it to a charity.
You get to pick. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So if you attach a charity, people are going to want to do it. But I think in our last weight loss challenge, I think there was about 19 people who joined, 17 people finished, and those people in the 6 weeks lost well over 100 pounds. I think it was 105.
Wow.
So it works.
Yeah.
And and you're never required to use our products to join our weight loss challenge. Join it. See if you like, trying to lose weight.
Yeah.
Most of the time, people end up on the products by the end or on the next weight loss challenge because they see
the results.
results, and usually the winner is using the products because it works. But yeah, so we have those weight loss challenges. That's what we do as well. And then, like I said, show of hands coming up. I'm pretty sure it's March 26th. Come check us out.
Or May 26th.
May 26th.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Yep, May 26th. It's having a baby, man. Your mind. They say that mothers have baby brains, but I have one too.
Yeah,
I got it too. So like I said, May 26th. Come check us out. We're going to do a cardio drumming demonstration so you can see what we're going to do. Nice. And we're going to try to run those 2 to 3 times a week. And then it'll be in the evening times. And like I said, your whole family can come, and it'll be a nice summer workout. Once it gets to the colder months, we'll try to find a little school or a gym that we can go into and do it. But it's something that you can do. It's free. We don't charge anybody for it. And, let's just come and get fit. I think we're going to, so there's a guy named Scott. He's Scrappy Pappy, if anybody knows that. He does mixed fit classes as well, and we're looking to pair with him.
Nice.
He's a really nice guy, and he believes in nutrition as well. And I understand, like we're talking about, working out and stuff, but a lot of people don't realize that, it's 80% nutrition and 20%
it really
fitness.
Is.
So you can be in the gym, every day killing yourself, and if you go eat McDonald's every day, you're really not going to get any results.
Yeah.
So.
And Healthy Vibes for You on Facebook?
Yeah, Healthy Vibes for You on Facebook. Look us up on Facebook and Instagram. We post a lot of stuff. We're trying to get our followers up on Instagram because we have about 1,300 on Facebook, and a lot of people see us. A lot of people come in because of that. So, follow us on those two platforms.
Excellent. Hey, well, thanks for coming on. This has been great, and I'm just glad to know that this exists and glad to have a chance to let everybody else know, and I'll be talking you up around town because I think what you're doing is great, and I think the way you're going about it is awesome.
Yeah,
so
I totally appreciate it. See us, hopefully in the next year or so, we'll be expanding into other cities around the area. So
come down, Center Market, right across from Town Gate Theater, basically, and you will not be disappointed. It's delicious. Yep. And it is a really good vibe. So, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
And until the next time, everybody, see ya.
Might be bigger than a long, hard rest this time. This doesn't pass the test. Heartbeat stutters in her holy breast. The wind is rolling back her sins again. Hey there, stuck in line. She snuck out in the nick of time. Hey, yeah, stuck in line. We snuck out in the nick of time. So 7 spires on 7 high hills, each spire an artificial bill. Hills I arrogantly thought were mine, such lies thrown so offensively high. Hey there, stuck in line. She snuck out in the nick of time. Hey, yeah, stuck in line. We snuck out in the nick of time. If we ain't doing what should. Don't be messing with my word. There ain't no seeing when my hearing's gone for good. Hey there, stuck in line. She snuck out in the nick of time. Hey, yeah, stuck in line. We snuck out in the nick of time. Hey there, stuck in line. She snuck out in the nick of time. Hey, yeah, stuck in line. We snuck out in the nick of time.